What's going on, my ninjas? I just cleaned off my Naruto headband and check out how shiny this shit is. Like, it's hypnotized. Throughout the Naruto series, there have been so many emotional moments. Like, there have been a lot. In fact, there are so many, there are some that just outright shine above others. Kind of like this headband. But seriously, every has a few moments in Naruto that touched their heart, that made them tear up, that made them feel the feels, if you know what I mean, at some point. But with there being so many, there's obviously some that don't stand out as well as others because they're either too close to a more impactful scene, or it just happened a while ago and it just kind of doesn't matter anymore. But this video is paying homage to just 5 of those moments. And when I say 5 forgotten or underrated moments, what I mean by that is exactly what I said earlier about how it was a pretty impactful and heartfelt moment, but another moment either right before or right after was so impactful that it kind of overshadowed the particular moment that I'll be talking about in this video. So without further ado, here we go. And also, these 5 moments are just my opinion. Like, some things I rarely see people talking about anymore because Naruto is still a hot topic to talk about, but these 5 moments I don't really see many people fangirling over anymore. Number 5, the scene that showed how much the Raikage's father meant to him. This is the scene around the time that Naruto was in his QB chakra mode and he was trying to head to the war, and A would not let him nor B pass. And obviously the highlight of these episodes or chapters was definitely when Naruto dodged the Raikage's punch and was talking about his mother and father, you know, about how much they meant to him, and you know, the whole 2 sons thing. But there was also another emotional scene in there that many people don't talk about when they talk about that particular scene. It was when the Raikage's father was shown to be dead in a casket, and it showed how much his father meant to him, with the Raikage punching through I don't know how many walls, like 20 or 25 walls, and then ultimately sitting at the edge saying, "I'm the new Raikage, B, you are not to leave this village ever, I'm going to protect you." And just the music and how hurt you could tell A was to lose his father obviously paints the picture that they were close. Although we don't really ever see them interact with each other, that scene was really heartbreaking, just seeing how upset the Raikage was that his father was gone. And like I said, this scene could easily be glanced over with all of the other epic things in the same episode and the episode before it and after, with, you know, Naruto reminiscing about his mother and father and convincing A to let him by dodging his punch. There were a lot of epic scenes in these episodes, so it's not too much of a surprise that this amazing scene was glanced over, but I really liked it. It really showed the relationship between A and B, and also the relationship between A and his father. Number 4, the Pain arc is by far still one of my favorite arcs in all of Naruto Shippuden, and it probably will remain that way for a long time, simply because it's amazing. There were so many deaths and sad moments. When you think of Pain arc deaths, you either think of Jiraiya or Nagato. Even when you think of the main trio, Nagato, Yahiko, and Konan, Konan's death is more memorable, Nagato's is more memorable, but the number 4 spot belongs to Yahiko because not many people really acknowledge Yahiko's death anymore. And what I mean by that is his death was a major trigger to Nagato's resistance. Like, Yahiko went out for the greater good. It was a really sad scene. It was really well done. But the Pain arc is so full of tragedy and epic moments that scene is really glossed over in favor of some epic Pain scenes, some more epic Nagato scenes. That was the arc when Naruto got his Sage mode, and Yahiko kind of got the short end of the stick, because when you go back and look at that episode by itself, when it shows exactly how Yahiko died, it was really touching, and it's really heartfelt. It's a really good scene, and like I said, a lot of people have forgotten all about that scene, and I have a feeling that this scene would almost be totally forgotten and underrated if Yahiko's body wasn't used for the main Pain. Like, if if somebody else's body was used for the main pain, this scene would almost be gone in Naruto history. Because let's get real, when you hear the words pain arc, you do not think of Yahiko's death. Most of the time, you think of Naruto versus Pain. You think of Nagato's sacrifice at the end. You think about how Pain killed Jiraiya, stuff like that. But Yahiko, you deserve some praise, man, because you were epic. Number 3, I wouldn't say this scene is necessarily forgotten or underrated, but it is completely outshined by some other things that's going on around this scene. Haku and Zabuza's Edo Tensei, when they were brought back and they were fighting alongside of each other against Kakashi, that episode, those episodes really gave me chills, especially when their minds were taken over and they were pretty much fighting corpses with no willpower, and how Haku still got in the way to save Zabuza, very similar to way back in part 1. Really is symbolic. It is a beautiful scene. That episode or episodes was really well done. But the truly sad part is that today, and even around the time it was shown, it doesn't get the credit that it deserves. Now, when that episode did come out, it was what everybody was talking about, but we got so many epic scenes, so many people coming back via Edo Tensei, and Madara versus the, the 5 Kage a few episodes later. Like, a lot of stuff happened around the same time that completely overshadowed Zabuza and Haku's revival, and it's not something that a lot of people talk about anymore. They did get some love in the Storm 3 game, I believe, in the form of a boss battle, so that is pretty cool. But I mean, it was just like, if you go back and watch this episode isolated from anything else before or after it, you will see how much of a masterpiece those episodes were. Number 2, this entry is not a death, but it was a prophesized death that never happened, so of course, its impact is going to diminish. But let us not forget how impactful and how scared we were that Naruto was going to die when he told Sasuke, when he confronted him after Sasuke defeated Danzo or whatever, the next time you and I fight Sasuke, we both are going to die. And Sasuke's like, I'm not going to be the one to die. You're either going to be the hero to kill me, or you're going to die, or whatever the hell Sasuke said, I kind of forget. But that scene was so impactful. And also when Naruto talked to the Great Toad Sage, he was like, they're going to die if they fight again. So that's 2 instances that we heard that Naruto and Sasuke were going to die if they clashed one more time. And that fear has been with us all the way up until the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke. And immediately after it was over and we found out they just lost a limb, then that was that. But I cannot deny how many videos that one remark from Naruto and the Toad Sage brought to YouTube, how many predictions it brought about, like how will Naruto die, will Naruto and Sasuke die, will just Naruto die. There was so much to speculate about that, and it was really an impactful time. One of my favorite memories of reading Naruto up until the final fight. Naruto and Sasuke's death was foreshadowed like a mofo during Shippuden, but like I said, and as we all know, it didn't happen that way. But you can't deny, leading up until that final fight, you had to have been at least a little bit scared for Naruto and or Sasuke, and that in itself was stressful enough. And finally, number 1, the most underrated and tragic moment in all of Naruto Shippuden has to be Kakashi's death. And I'm pretty sure some of you are out there like, what? Kakashi died? But yes, in the Pain arc, Kakashi did die. And I believe he was brought back by Nagato. Like I said, with all of the other epic things going on and the other more memorable deaths that are actually permanent, like Jiraiya, Nagato, etc., that scene could be easily glanced over. But if you go back and watch that episode in isolation, you will see how beautiful that scene is. Like Kakashi being able to sit down and talk to his father, because we know his father committed suicide, and Kakashi really hasn't had a chance ever since he was a young child to, talk to his dad, ask him about what really happened, just to chat it up with him. And that scene was really beautiful. I believe Kakashi and his father were sitting like on a log or something by a fire, and when Kakashi was about to be brought back to life, Kakashi's father said something along the lines of, "It looks like it's not your time yet. I'll be waiting for you here, but don't come too soon." And that right there just gave me chills. It was a really beautiful scene, and it's really glanced over a lot in the Pain arc, simply because the Pain arc had a lot of stuff going on with it. Of course, like I said earlier, with Naruto Sage Mode versus Pain, and in that episode, I believe That was the episode where Nagato brought everyone back to life and Naruto was deemed a hero. So a lot of stuff happened in just that one episode, but it is really easy to forget how impactful and how heartfelt that moment was when Kakashi died, and also seeing him talk to his father. It was really, really feels like it was that was feels incarnate. And of course that scene isn't as prominent as I think it should be, because Kakashi is still alive. Even in the Boruto series now, Kakashi is still alive. So saying that, you know, it was sad that he died kind of doesn't even really matter anymore. But that's why it is the most forgotten moment or underrated moment in Naruto Shippuden to me, because he's back now. So it's like, okay, he died, but he's back, so whatever. It's like death in Dragon Ball. Like, you can always get wished back by the Dragon Balls, you know, except for a few conditions or whatever. But that's kind of how Kakashi's death felt. But at the time when it happened, it was a really, really beautiful scene, and I think it deserves more praise than what it has got. But there are many, many more forgotten or underrated, tragic, or feels related scenes in Naruto. I just covered the ones in Shippuden. This isn't covering the scenes in Naruto Part 1. There are so many feels in Naruto that there is definitely enough to work with to make another video like this. So let me know if you guys like this kind of, you know, content, kind of being nostalgic about old feels that you may have forgotten about or you may not have thought about in a long time. If you like this kind of video, make sure you give me a like. Tell me what you guys thought down below. Give it a share. This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.